Welcome to another episode of Story Time with Uncle Njomo. Story time today, our focus will be on impressing people, showing off. Why do you have to impress people? Whenever you are impressing anyone, whenever you are, for example, showing off in any situation, there is a problem. And the problem you quickly see there is a problem of a complex. Why am I treating impressing people, wanting people to take you for who you aren't? It is because several times I've gone into supermarkets. When I go into these supermarkets, I see a lot of young people who have trays with them. I just observe. They go and you see the kind of items they are picking, ostentatious goods. And I realize, because I saw one guy, he picked one, picked the other, but I realized that he didn't even know profoundly the items he was picking. I suspected that they might have been conversing somewhere, and he also wanted to show his friends that he knew all of this luncheon meat and so on. He was just picking, and I was watching. His basket was full. And when I saw all of the items, I knew that this boy wanted to give the impression he's what they popularly call in society, a jebota. But unfortunately, we go on there to the cashier, we are in the queue, and he is paying, and the girl just says, that luncheon meat which he took, he didn't even know what the girl was talking about. And then the girl said, look at that cup way there for down there. Just because this guy wanted to impress the two little girls he was moving along with. He wanted to impress his friends who were in the supermarket. And it has happened several times. Many people go to places, they want to impress others with what they do. But this is an area that caught my attention. And when it caught my attention, it made my mind to roll back to the yesteryears. It even took my mind to some parties I've attended. A buffet was somewhere one day, and a group of persons entered. This is a guy who has never had an opportunity to go for a buffet. He was going and collecting, and he took a tart for dessert. And of course, when he came to the table, he could not eat that tart because he didn't even know what he was taking. But he wanted to give the public the impression that he knew, he was used to it. I'm talking about impressing people. And when I roll my mind back and look at all of this, a story comes on. First part of the story. In the 60s, we had a lot of us who always wanted to impress people that were up there, were classy. Especially those early 60s, the mid 60s, some guys in our schools who spent their holidays on the other side of the country, call it the French-speaking part of the country. When they come, they wanted to impress us that they were from Douala, a civilized place. You hear the names of meals they'll be calling. Hey, Massa, I ate me some Ampere de Tout. Hey. We hear Ampere de Tout say, eh? So when these guys come, and then they'll start showing off with some few words they learn in French. Oh, didong. Oh, comme ça. Oh, just to impress. But if there was somebody speaking the language besides and push them further, they will not be able to continue the conversation. But today, that is not the issue. I want to tell you my own personal experience. In the early 70s, there was, of course, this attitude rife in our society. Where we were gathering as students in Kumba, sometimes in Victoria, you want to impress your friends, you want to impress girls. I had just had my A-levels, that early 70s, and I was going to register in the University of Yaoundé. I made up my mind that I must do something or get something from Yaoundé or Douala that I will use and come back and impress my other friends. So when I got to Yaoundé, I decided that I would go to a restaurant. When I went to the restaurant, I decided that I would look at the menu card and see the longest name of a meal there, because I knew that when I come back and I'm calling those names in French, I'm off me there. I took the menu card. Whether I understood it or I did not know, I was looking at the names, long and impressive. My dear, I looked at the menu and the longest name I saw there was riz panaché avec le poisson mbongo. I said, give me that one, give me that one, give me. That was the longest name. When I said riz panaché avec le poisson mbongo, my expectation was that I would see about 7 plates in front of me, displayed. They went and brought me a plate of rice with granite soup on it and ripe plantains, which had been sliced and put. I folded my arms. I was waiting. They went down and brought fish, which with some bongo sauce on it. They put. I said, that is plate number 2. I must get up to about plate number 5. So I was waiting. No plate was coming. I waited. No plate coming. The waiter, when he saw that I was not eating, he asked me, "Problem? Il y a problème?" In French. I said, "Oui, problème, il y a problème." The man said, "What's the problem?" I took the menu card. I showed him. I said, "I order riz panaché poisson bongo." The man said, "But that is it in front of you." Massa. Then they started explaining to me. He said, riz panaché. It means rice mixed with something. I will not put granite soup on it. I will not put plantains on it. I said, voila. He said, poisson bongo. This is fish and bongo sauce. Hi, man. Disappointment on my face. So then I knew the man had given his expectation. He went. I managed to eat. It was tasteful. But then I was expecting that so many plates would be in front of me so that I display with the plates. And when I come back to town, I tell my story. But however, I maintained that name. Riz panaché avec le poisson bongo. Here I was back to town. And we had where we usually met in the evening, tell our stories. Oh, I told this guy, cool down. I have the latest for you. People were arguing there, telling their stories, impressing others. I just stood and asked my friend, I said, look, tell me. You say you have been to restaurants. Have you eaten riz panaché avec le poisson bongo? I said, the group there started clapping for me, hailing me. Some of my fans even came and carried me and said, call the name again, my man. I say, riz panaché avec le poisson bongo. Max. And then they asked me, how did the meal look like? I even exaggerated. I said there was some kind of plantain, there was some kind of rice. But ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, you realize you are fooling yourself and no one else. Because whenever you do that and you are impressing people, there is always somewhere along the line where falsehood is seen clearly. So today I'm here to say, do not live your life impressing people. Do not live a life where you are doing things only to show off. Be real. Be yourself. You have nobody to impress. You have no account to render to anyone but yourself. Your peace, your enjoyment, your everything is in your palms. And it's only you that can do it. That is why Nico Mbaraga said, as you make your bed, so shall you lie on it. Especially you out there, you have taken a resolution, I'm sure, that you will not live your life impressing people. Keep watching Story Time with Uncle Njomo, and more of the stories will roll on from the grapevine. Bye-bye.